Poetic beat. Poetic beat.
Exactly.
All
Like,
right, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? We are live and alive here on the First GenXers Radio Network. We're going to start out with a two-man team. We'll be joined by the Saint a little bit later, but we are Double Dark Lord 100, aka Double KK Double. Next to me is the man with one of the men that is helping us move this master plan and the host of the Night Shift. What's up, Dave?
it's me, Rune Scryer, aka Dave,
There you
and
go.
again, I forgot to adjust my on-screen name for my gaming tag. So go ahead and get on while I make my adjustments.
There you go. There you go. All right. So we kick off today discussing, you guys know we always do kind of a little hot take. We kick off discussing the Amazon. We talked about this a couple of different times, expecting it to come up. And now we are going to talk about the actual show because the first 8 episodes have dropped, and that is the show Secret Level. Secret
I
Level is
believe that's actually that's it. It's the
yeah.
entire show's dropped. There's only
No,
eight
no, no, no.
levels.
There's part two. I'm on
Oh,
the
there is a part
Wikipedia
two.
page right
Okay.
now. Yeah, because
I
here's what was funny to me is I watched all the episodes. Right, I got to the end and then I go, where was the Mega Man episode?
ah
I was like, what?
okay.
There's no Mega Man episode. And I was like, I remember Dave saying that one of the episodes was going to be a Mega Man episode. So
Yep.
then I went on a Wikipedia page and found out that yes, this animated anthology series will be in 2 parts. Part one dropped recently, and it was 8 episodes. It featured games like Armored Core, Crossfire, Dungeons and Dragons, which was amazing. That episode was amazing. New World, Eternium, which was an Amazon Games game. Pac
it's it still is.
still
You
is.
know, it's
Uh, Pac-Man was a very, very interesting episode. If you have yet to watch it, watch it. The seafood
I'm
episode, the
getting to that.
seafood
Yeah.
episode was up.
Oh, excuse me. I'm getting to that.
Yeah,
I'm definitely getting to the Pac-Man episode.
it's. Let me just say this without giving anything away. It's a lot darker
Oh
than
yeah.
you would expect for a Pac-Man game. Uh, Seafood was pretty cool. Taught me a little something about the game I didn't know because I had never played it. Unreal Tournament was awesome. That
hmm
episode was fucking epic. And then the Warhammer episode, man,
That
like, yeah,
that is spot on chaos killing goodness right there.
yeah.
Um, and the the fun thing is that one of the characters in that episode was Titus, which is your character in the Space Marine series.
Ah, okay, okay,
So kind of shows you what he gets up to every so often.
yeah. Like it was man, like that. The last scene where he's like, it's our time, and that kid's like, not quite yet, old man. I was just like,
Yep.
dude's raw like that, huh?
That
Kid got it
that's
like
how,
that,
that's how the Space Marines roll, man.
man.
You know, only in death does duty end.
I will tell you this though, the animation peak, like
Yeah.
100% peak. The scene where the four Marines land initially,
Mhm.
and they have that basically entire planet of people coming at them, and they're just cutting through them like
They're
a
all
knife through
chaos
butter.
cultists. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And the thing is that that's you can do that in the tabletop game,
Yeah.
in the Miniatures War game. You know, where there's a scene where they've got like, you know, they're being attacked by Mad Max Chaos cultists, revving engines and driving straight for them, and one of the light vehicles is
Mm.
going straight for them, and dude just puts the shoulder into that vehicle and flips it over him,
Yeah.
and just keeps going like nothing's
Yeah. Nothing.
man.
You can slow them down. Yeah.
Just another Sunday in the NFL.
Like there was a lot of scenes that had me just like,
Right.
wow, dude. Like it. Okay, I'll say it like this: for anybody that's ever watched, not necessarily live action, but just any kind of like the animated or like CGI series for the Halo
Yeah.
lore, the way they make the Spartans look compared to like just the regular Marine dudes.
Yeah.
That's what the depiction of
You.
these guys
Yeah.
in this
I
Warhammer
mean,
was like, wow.
these Marines, they are literally 8 foot tall in the game. Yeah. That it is a huge biological change turning somebody into a space marine. And the other neat thing is that there have always been, you know, since the advent of the internet, there have been a lot of fan projects for Warhammer 40K.
Mhm.
And one of the more recent ones was a fan animated film called Astartes.
Okay.
And a lot of the fan community was kind of divided, saying, "Wait a minute, this looks like Astartes." And some of them were claiming that it was a rip off of Astartes, a swipe. But no, literally, the dude that made Astartes, Games Workshop were so impressed with his job, and this is
Mhm.
a fan made film.
Right.
They were so impressed with the job that he did. They brought him on to be a story coordinator for Warhammer 40K lore, and he was also, I believe, one of the animation directors for that segment.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nice. So, for those of you who don't know, basically, Secret Level, the episodes are basically about 18 minutes. And
yeah,
here was the thing with each episode I kind of had to get used to, and this problem really started out with, and we'll reference here the other episode that you've seen, the Dungeons and Dragons episode.
yeah,
This one, that it really started there, which was episode one, and it just the feeling stayed the same, but I just kind of got used to it, and that was this feeling that in every story we were being dropped into chapter five and lifted out of the story in chapter eight. You know,
yeah,
like where we were starting in the middle and we weren't getting to the end,
yeah.
and
In
so
in media res.
right, right. And so to me, like it was like I said, the initial episode it was like, man, like the way they ended that Dungeons and Dragons episode, I was like, I want more. Like I
Yeah,
was really like, no, like there's got to be another episode. So
yeah, and
and so like and then again, I started understanding that that was kind of what the whole thing is with each one is that you're just being told a snippet of a story.
yes,
And so the Dungeons and Dragon ones I really liked.
yeah.
Like really enjoyed it. Uh, like I said, I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons in
I
20 years or so.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I didn't necessarily, I wasn't totally thrilled with it.
Mm.
Um, Mainly because it really shows one of the core complaints that fans are leaving Dungeons and Dragons for, and
Okay.
that is the power creep of the player characters.
Okay.
Where, like, back in the beginning, if you were a monk, you were Kwai Chang Kang
Okay.
in Western fantasy.
Okay.
That's literally your thing.
Okay.
Now, if you're a monk, you're literally Goku in a fantasy setting.
Dang,
It's
just way too powerful. Huh?
it's the power creep
Right.
that's been going on with fifth edition, and I've seen this in other tabletop role playing games before. Just power creep slowly progressing,
Mm-hmm.
and does not necessarily look good.
Yeah.
The end. I've seen how the end game happens because eventually you get to the point where we can't increase the power anymore. Otherwise, at level one, they're going to be able to break the planet.
Which is ridiculous. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So, in the beginning, Dungeons and Dragons, it was supposed to be about Conan the Barbarian level
Mm.
adventures.
Yeah.
Um, the Lankmar series of novels.
Okay.
It was fantasy, but it's like I'm trying to think of a good analogy.
Okay.
Um, think of the presence of magic in Lord of the Rings
Mm.
compared to the presence of magic in Wheel of Time.
Okay. Fair enough. I see
Yeah,
what you're saying.
in Lord of the Rings, it's downplayed, it's subtle,
Right.
but it's also extremely powerful at what it does.
Right.
Whereas in Wheel of Time, it's not subtle.
It's like, yeah, it's out there.
Yeah,
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
yeah,
So, well, the episode itself told the story of what, like, just a random party
yeah.
collecting this
Eh,
kid.
Yeah, and there really needs to be more context. If you understand Dungeons and Dragons lore, there's a whole world of context in those 18 minutes.
And see,
Um,
and that's
yeah,
why I said I felt like I was kind of being dropped into the middle of a novel, like where I
exactly.
don't really know enough to understand what I'm watching,
Right,
but I knew enough about Dungeons and Dragons to just enjoy what I was seeing to an extent, but I didn't necessarily know enough to know where it
right.
fits into anything.
And it felt like I don't think that the writers really understood the lore. They just took a bunch of uh, concepts that seem to mesh together,
Mm.
but in the original lore actually don't. Like, for example, Kid was going to be ritually sacrificed by the Cult of the Dragon,
Okay.
which is a real organization in Dungeons and Dragons. But their focus isn't on bringing Tiamat to Earth,
Mm.
which is kind of what everything was alluding to in that
Okay.
episode. What the Cult of the Dragon is looking to do is they have a prophecy about dead dragons rising to take over the world.
Okay.
So they basically are going around creating what are called Draco liches, which is take a dragon, take a lich,
Mm.
you know, evil, undead, unstoppable spellcaster, mash the two together. That's
Okay.
a Draco lich. It's literally one of the ultimate encounters and monsters to face in the game.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, yeah.
yeah.
Um.
And so that's again power creep. We
Right.
don't know how experienced this party is or
Right.
anything like that, but
You
they
get.
definitely embrace the rule of cool,
Okay.
which is in role playing gaming. The rule of cool, courtesy of Matt Mercer, is players when they announce something that doesn't necessarily mesh with how the game is supposed to be run,
Uh
but it sounds hella fucking dope.
huh.
Go with that. Go with what
Right.
sounds cool.
Uh,
But unfortunately, again, that leads to certain
well,
problems as everyone starts expecting that, okay, so we can do this now.
yeah.
It's like,
It doesn't give a real. Well, here's the thing that I thought about, and this is kind of like me and my assistant at my job were talking about it the other day when we were driving somewhere,
yeah,
and we were talking about like it's odd like that Dungeons and Dragons episode was filled with a lot of moments. There wasn't a lot of storytelling. It was a lot of moments, and we were talking about also like we were talking about the critical role Legend of Akmakina.
Right.
And he's like, bro, like people, like I've had people. He was telling me he's had conversations with people who have only seen the show,
Right.
right? Who have only seen the Amazon show. He's like, and some of them are like, oh, is that what it's like? He's like, bro, like no, like he's like those 10 episodes like was really like a year and a half campaign that on the actual show. It's like 40 episodes. Like
Yeah.
he's like, it wasn't just like boom, 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 boom. He's
Right.
like, he's like, you can watch it like that in an animated form, yeah, but he goes, really, it's just taking specific moments from
Yeah.
that critical role campaign and animating it and making it into a cohesive story
And
for someone to watch.
right. And you also have to understand that part of why Critical Role is such a success is that every single person on that show, from Matt Mercer running the game to all the participants, all the guest stars that pop in and out, um, they are professional voice actors.
Right,
This is what they do for a living.
right.
You can look on IMDb pages and you're going to see huge,
Yeah,
approaching, you know, multiple dozens of voiceover roles in animation and video games.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah. Basically,
and
it's
that
the who's who of the voice acting
yeah,
world, so to
it
speak.
is it is it's literally for them it's improv theater
Right,
where the DM sets the stage for the scene. Everyone has their own internal motivations and how they react,
mm.
and they just make it up as they go.
And that's the
Whereas,
funnest thing. Like,
and that's the fun of it. Yeah,
yeah,
but all the like the Dungeons and Dragons shows, it was scripted.
yeah,
We knew where we were. We knew how that there was point A to point B, and we knew how we were going to get from point A to point B.
mm.
Whereas in an actual game, in actual critical role play, um, their live plays, they don't know how they're getting from point A to point B. They don't even know where point B is.
They let
All
the
they
party decide how to,
exactly,
yeah.
and and Matt Mercer just kind of tends to go with the flow,
Nice.
where you know it's a balancing act because he does storytelling so well that you want to be able to tell the epic fantasy novel that you have inside of you
Yeah.
as DM. But at the same time, that may not be the player's goals.
Right.
They may not want to take a ride on the Wheel of Time Express.
Right.
Okay, for example. Okay, so you can be setting up all the clues for them to go off in this direction,
And
and
they,
they're just going to stay in town at the tavern, focusing on Boblin the Goblin.
yes, exactly. Yeah, I feel you. All right. So
And
we'll
yeah, but yeah,
yeah
well,
we'll wrap it up there. We'll probably have this conversation again next week so Saint can be a part of it
yeah,
because
yeah.
I know he's watched all of them and everything. So we'll do that, and then we'll jump right now into Pop Culture Corner, the place where we talk all things pop culture, have fun, and get a few laughs in as well. Uh, let's see. So, Pop Culture Corner, we're going to kick off with here's something that I found that I wanted to talk about. I figure you got a couple subjects for us as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right. So, actually saw a Facebook reel about this, but it was talking about the Avatar, the new Avatar animated series,
Right.
and what it's going to be, the one that's coming out in 2025. And I'm
Yeah.
going to read you a little snippet here from the website. It says, as first announced on Advertising News, there will be a new Avatar series coming in 2025. The new show is set to take place approximately 100 years after Korra, which would be set in the Avatar universe equivalent of the modern day and will focus on an Earth Avatar's journey in accordance to the cycle. The new storyline. Okay, so here's what I found out via the reel, that not only is it going to be an avatar or an earthbender avatar, but that the person is going to be disabled. The
Yes.
person is going to be without a leg,
Yes.
and then also it's going to be one of twins. Now that's the interesting part about what I want to see how they handle it, because like it's one thing, like it's kind of like, I don't know if you've watched Superman and Lois through the first three seasons,
Hmm.
but like
Yeah, yeah, I
how
know.
Jordan gets powers but Jonathan doesn't, and there's whole dynamic with them. Like
Right.
I'm wondering, because they say that they're both benders but only one is
Is
the
the
avatar.
avatar. Right.
So it's like wow, like how are they gonna, like, your
Right.
sibling surpasses you, not because like, but because they're the almighty avatar, like, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so but they did say there's going to be it's going to be set in a where in a nation where it's not the seven nations anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's now, like, I forget what he called them, but it's seven something else that's more akin to the instead of the four nations, earth,
Right.
fire, it's
Yeah.
going to be seven. It's going to be the seven nations, and it's set up a little bit differently. That's more akin to how society is set up today. But
Yes.
your thoughts?
So one more addition um, is that I've only seen a brief pic, so I can't remember, but I know that for as long as they've been talking about the third Avatar series,
Uh,
they were going to make the Avatar that they're focusing on for that series, they were going to make it a black character.
Nice. Yeah,
So
the character, I saw
okay,
some early sketches, and it is going to be the skin tone on the character will be dark, like
yep,
for sure. I don't necessarily know black. I have to see how they handle it in the show, but
yep.
yeah, for sure.
But one thing to remember is that both Aang and Korra, just because they're the Avatar, does not mean that they are not the most powerful bender in a specific element.
Right.
Their power comes from being able to use all four elements and
At the
combine
same
them
time,
in
right.
new ways. Toph is the ultimate earthbender. She
Right.
can metal bend and can't do that.
Yeah. She created metal bending,
Bending. Yeah,
like
no, she rediscovered it.
rediscovered it. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and again back in the original series, Katara learned how to blood bend.
Hmm.
Aang can't do that.
Right. He
Yeah,
and that's what's funny is, like, yeah, it's kind of like, I always say it like this to compare it to something that some people can relate to, some can't. It's like martial arts. It's like an MMA artist,
yeah,
and most MMA artists today don't specialize in one thing, but most of
yeah.
them will have a black belt in jujitsu,
Hmm.
and then they'll have various levels of belts in other
Yeah, yeah,
martial arts to help round out their game. It's kind of like that. That's kind of what the avatar is like, depending on
yeah,
uh, which country or which nation
yeah,
it
yeah.
comes
Which
from.
nation, culture?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they will normally be the strongest in that particular. Like Aang's strongest, uh, or what you call
yeah,
it, is air, because he's an airbender.
yeah, yeah.
But he eventually gets good, but he never masters, like you said, he never masters to the level that Katara and Toph did, water
Yeah,
or earth bending. Same thing
yeah.
with Zuko
I
and
mean,
fire bending,
and Azula with lightning.
lightning. Yep,
Yep.
yep. Oh,
So,
real quick snippet about just Avatar in general that I read while I was looking through things. The woman who voiced Azula
mhm,
refuses to watch the last fight sequence between her and Zuko when she has the mental breakdown,
yep,
because she said literally when recording it, they emptied out the studio and left her in there and
yep.
told her, do what you need to do, make the scene great. And she said she had to go to some dark places in order.
I yeah,
Yeah,
and
and so she said she cannot watch it. She cannot rewatch it. Has not rewatched it since she recorded it. And I was just like, wow, that's an interesting fact.
I am checking something real quick
Yeah.
on IMDb just to make sure that she is who I thought she would be. How I think she is.
Hey, what's up? We're being joined by the old man. No.
Yep.
What's up, Saint? Welcome to the
So,
show, brother. Welcome.
yeah. Gray Griffin,
Okay.
also known as Gray Delise, one of the most iconic evil female voices in the industry.
Hmm.
I mean, she has played Dark Jedi. She has
Wow.
played uh, the sexy femme fatales in animation. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So
What's going
she,
on, gentlemen?
hey,
What
hey,
it
how's it
is.
going,
What it
sir?
is. Uh,
Sorry about that.
it's all good. Welcome to the show, guys.
Yep.
The one and only
Yeah.
Saint. Y'all know him. Agent K28.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're talking the new Avatar series right now. Well, we were kind of talking a little bit about Avatar in general, but we're
Yeah.
talking about the new Avatar series.
Yeah. And
But yeah,
also another thing that I saw from concept from the beginning is that the new Avatar, she's also going to be into basically motocross racing.
nice.
She's
Well,
going
they,
to have
they
a sprint
said that
cycle.
the two
Then,
twins grow up in like one grows up in like plush, like basically
yeah.
like Toph grew up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like one grows up like that, and the other one grew up out on the streets.
Yeah.
By themselves, having to fend for themselves, etc.
Yeah.
And I'm like
So
this.
that's a great dynamic to have
Oh yeah, can't wait. To be honest with you, just to reference
for
it
the
to something we've
characters.
talked about before,
To
the acolyte. Like the acolyte, I love the twin dynamic with that
hmm
story. You know what I'm saying? Like I always
Yep.
wondered how that would work out. But anyway.
Yep.
So, but
So
all
there
right,
you go.
and here's another one for you, Dave. You called it. You've called it before, but GameStop is closing more stores. Maybe if they gave you more than a
Yep.
penny on resale, their stores might be able to stay open. I don't know. Shit, I'm
Yep.
serious, man. No, I'm dead serious. I was done with that for the day. I was done with that for the rest of my life. The day I realized I could buy a copy of Madden today, pay $70 for it, walk out that store, bring it back tomorrow, and they wouldn't give me more than 20 for it. Like unless I came
Oh,
back and just actually
yeah.
returned the game with my
Yep.
receipt, they wouldn't give me more than $20 for it. Cash or what you
Yeah.
call it. And I just
Unopened
bought the game just came out yesterday and I
or
just bought
store
it
credit.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I was done with
Yep.
GameStop after that.
Um, and this is the whole GameStop saga is really a tale of corporate greed in the video game space,
Yeah.
where you have GameStop as in, oh, we're just raking in all this cash. The ride is going to last forever. Hell yes. And, they're really the only game in town.
Yeah.
And then what happens is that EA, and I think this was Bobby Kotick at first over at EA, saying, "Hey, how come we're not getting a percentage of those resales?"
Yeah.
And
And
so that's when all of a sudden everybody, every AAA developer is pushing for the digital release model
really,
with physical as an afterthought. Every AAA developer wanted to strangle the resale market because that's something they were not getting money off of.
so basically, for those of you guys who may not understand, basically what Dave is saying is that when you take your game back and you resell it to and you sell it back to GameStop, they give you store credit with dollars, whatever they give you, and then they put it back up on the shelf and they sell the game again. Because some of those games they'll resell them they'll give you $20 in store credit and then resell them as 44 bucks a piece
Yep.
when they just made 70 off of it. Well, the developers and the people who made the game aren't getting any money off of that
Off
second
the,
time that they're
off,
selling the
yeah,
game for 40
yeah.
bucks.
So,
And they should.
and no, I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, are we going to be okay? I mean, in the corporate mindset, yeah, they should be because you know, fuck them. But
Well,
um,
here's why I say they should, and I'll use this model,
right.
and let's see if you can run with this. I'll use this model. When back in the 80s and 90s, now I know sitcoms don't
Mhm.
exactly exist like they
Yeah.
did back then now, but when somebody was on a sitcom, that
Mm-hmm.
sitcom went off the air, but it was still kind of popular, so it went into
Use
syndication.
syndication. Good. Yeah.
Those actors would still get paid residuals
For
from
the syndication.
syndication. That's the way
Right.
I see it for the developers. Is that
Okay.
even though it's being resold, that's basically like residuals,
Okay.
like or not residuals, but syndication for that game. And yeah, they should receive a piece of that. The actors receive
Right.
a piece of
But
syndication in
but
the TV world.
the counterpoint
Yeah,
to that is, um, do you think that every time a issue of a comic book is resold, part of that transaction should go to Marvel or DC? Do you
to
Mm.
be
think
consistent, I would have to say yes. Like, but that would be to be consistent with my point. That doesn't mean I know what I'm
right?
talking about or I think that that's the right thing to do.
Right.
I'm just saying to be consistent with my point, I would say yeah because it
No.
would be the same thing. It's the
And
same product being resold, and if it's their product, then
right.
every time that the product is sold, they should
Right.
receive a piece.
And I understand your logic and
Yeah,
your reasoning behind it. But syndication is not the same as
a resale.
reselling.
Right,
It's a rebroadcast
right.
that is being done. And the way
Money's
that
being made off of it
contracts,
through ad revenue,
but
etc.
but beyond that, the
Yeah,
way the contracts are set up for TV shows back in the day is that they get royalties, the actors and the writers and the producers and everything, they get royalties on each broadcast.
right.
That's the way it was set up.
Long
So,
time ago. Yeah,
yeah, so not even just in syndication, but even just in a season of where uh, they go back and they replay an older episode.
like during Christmas break when they don't
Right.
actually
Yeah,
run
that
new
counts as
episodes, they just run reruns. Yeah,
that counts as a broadcast.
fair enough. Fair
So
enough.
it's different marketing structure, but
Gotcha.
yeah, but it's that's why digital media is now the norm for um,
Video games
for
and
video games, for movies,
yeah.
for everything, and for video games especially, there's this trap that the industry's fallen into where it's good enough. We'll just patch it after release.
Yeah.
I mean, whereas
And yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, that's another problem that they're doing right now is that
yeah,
they don't give you a full game. They're
yeah,
rush releasing games and they don't give you a full game, and then they try to sell you the rest of the game after selling you the game initially.
exactly. Yep.
Like yeah,
And
like don't
it's
get me started on that.
yeah, you know, you couldn't you you, you couldn't update Yar's Revenge
Right.
back in the
Like
day. There's
man,
no way to do it.
there
It
was no
wasn't.
upload. There was no upgrading gyroscope. What was
Wait
that
a minute,
game?
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Did you say update Yar's Revenge?
Yep.
Actually, I
I
hate to
know they
break it to you.
re-released it. They
No, no,
re-released.
no, no. Yeah, they actually did Yar's Revenge on the Atari 50th collection anniversary,
Mhm.
and they actually updated.
Really?
It was
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
it was a couple of yeah, it was a couple of
Yar's
them, and
Revenge,
then
huh?
yeah, and then
Okay.
there were quite a few of them. So
But what I'm saying is that back in the day, there was no way.
Yeah,
You know,
there was no update. Like yeah, there wasn't. They weren't going to charge you for DLC or to update the
there,
game for
there
a
were
patch.
there were no robot sacrifices to connect to the internet.
I'm telling you,
In
man,
order
go
to
watch
fill
the
in.
Unreal Tournament episode of Secret Level. That shit was
yeah, I
dope as
saw
hell.
that shit
Yeah,
was fire, bro.
that shit was straight
Yeah.
fire. The animation through that whole series was amazing. But yeah,
Yep.
we talked about that to open the show. All right, so All right, so let's
Yeah,
see.
seafood was good too, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seafood was damn good.
I
Dave
just
hasn't had a
caught
chance to watch them
I
all.
just caught the bookends. I watched Dungeons and Dragons and Warhammer 40K. I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah, that
I'm
Warhammer.
I'm catching up on
Let's
the
hey
other
look,
shows I've been missing out on for the past several months. So,
For sure.
yeah, because I mean I played those games too though, and with the Warhammer, but man,
That was
that was a
Tug right
piece of
here,
good
man.
work.
Tug right here.
like I was telling Kev, only in death does duty end.
Yep. Yep. All right, and
So,
let's see, guys. Any more pop culture subjects here for pop culture
okay.
corner?
Let me
So
see.
I know I
I'll be right back.
to talked to Kev on this before the stream, but hold on a second. Let me pull this page back up. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so coming to us from Screen Rant. So we know that Marvel's restarted their Ultimate Universe. They started last year, and right now on out on the shelves is Ultimate Universe 1 year in, number 1. And
So, well, let me ask you this, just to interrupt. So,
yeah,
are they going to revive Peter Parker?
nope, nope. Well,
Okay.
they're doing all new Ultimate versions of everyone.
Well, okay,
And
because I'm just checking because the Ultimate Universe, of
got
course,
folded
was
into the
the
original Ultimate Universe, got folded into the 616. Yeah.
yeah, okay.
And um, I mean, I haven't kept up to it, but because it's the Ultimate Universe, because it has to
Ultimate.
have that, because it
Okay.
has to have that 90s edge lord appeal.
90s edge lord.
No, because
Uh,
that's exactly what it was to me.
yeah, exactly. So Nick Fury. Okay, spoilers for people that are interested. Nick Fury is a absolutely heartless, cold-blooded fucker. Okay, it, we see Nick Fury committing like absolute crimes in the name of the greater good as the storyline to have Fury rebel against his masters. And what crimes may Nick Fury have committed in the name of the greater good? Um, how about straight up assassinating Power Pack?
Damn.
I
Nick
mean,
got him.
you're talking
Wait. You mean the
10,
Power
12,
Pack, the
10,
12, like the
12 year
12?
old kids.
Oh my God, bro, that's brutal.
He straight up
That's fucking
caps
brutal.
every one of them,
Murked them all,
killing,
huh?
he works them all
Oh
because
my goodness.
he was told they are a threat to the greater good.
To the
That montage opens up with Nick killing the Inhumans.
wow.
He straight up caps Black Bolt in the head.
Dang.
For the
It
greater good.
For
for the
the greater
greater
good.
good. Yeah,
Ain't
and
He's
that a
just
it's
like
bitch?
always
Omni Man. No.
yep,
Ain't that about a bitch?
yep. And so it's just like
What kind of high stakes fuckery is this? We need
I
answers.
yeah,
Gotta read the
and
comics, man. Gotta read the
yeah,
comics.
exactly. And it's just like, dude, Nick Fury was already a badass in either
Yeah.
form, in the original 616 form, in the Ultimates form that was Sam Jackson. And you know how we knew 616 Nick Fury was a badass?
What was that?
Because he survived a grenade to the face. That's how he lost his eye.
Good
He's
Lord.
sleeping on a regular basis. He's sleeping with more beautiful women than James Bond in the comics.
Because he's Nick
He is Nick
Fury.
fucking Fury.
I
Yeah.
just showed just a quick reference that you just triggered in my brain, a memory. I just was showed to one of my coworkers, to one of my younger coworkers who hadn't seen it. I'm Idris Elba bitch video from the BBC. Like that is just it still to this day holds up. Like
Yep.
the barista, I can make some fucking coffee. It's like drink it. Like, it's like, dude, like yeah. Anyway,
Yep.
uh, which by the way, speaking of the Warhammer 40K episode, Secret Level, that dude sounded a lot like Idris Elba without being Idris Elba.
It was not. Yes.
Yeah,
I
I
checked.
was like, I looked at, you do the X-ray with
Yeah.
Amazon. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, it's not Idris. Damn, I thought it was Idris
Oh.
Elba, bitch.
Yeah.
No,
No,
damn,
it's not Idris. It's Driss.
Driss. Writer,
Yeah.
producer, DJ. Anyway,
So,
uh,
moving on in the comic book world or the associated comic book world, um, there's rumors that James Gunn is trying to bring Batista over to the DCU,
all right.
and
Depends on what role he
role?
puts him in.
Who would? What? Yeah.
Yeah, who would he play? And so, I mean, some folks, they're saying, well, Jason Momoa is going to be recast, but this time as Lobo instead of
I
Aquaman.
would love that. I've always
Yeah,
said he should have played Lobo,
but
Yeah.
yeah, and um,
even though last
Main
night.
man.
Yeah,
Batista could do Lobo also, but
yeah.
No. No.
No, I think give him some long hair. I think you can match the look. Give him
No.
long hair and a
No.
beard.
No. No.
All right.
No. 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 Jason Momoa would definitely be. He's already played the main man, but just as Aquaman. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I
yeah,
mean,
I
he.
know.
I mean, come on. He gave zero fucks in Aquaman.
But I just figured it out.
What's that?
Batista as Orion.
Okay. 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 So I like his acting chops, so I could see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could,
Okay.
he could pull that off
Yeah.
like a boss.
Yeah.
Well, I say.
Oh.
Okay. So
Oh.
what's
I
up?
was gonna. Well, I
Go
was
for it.
gonna say. Speaking of which, speaking of DC, so we're all looking forward to the release of the trailer for Superman.
Yep.
That's coming this week. But it's not going to be Clark Kent.
Well, good. Let's deal with some of the
That's
other people.
good. Yeah. Well, no.
Like,
But yeah.
no,
But
I'm just
what
saying, like
saying
it's
is that,
like we discussed. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Go ahead.
people are gonna be, like,
Where's Superman? Like,
yeah,
yeah,
like, woo, 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 like it's a teaser.
yeah.
We
Go
know
take
you,
6
you
seats.
just can't. Yeah. You
Trust
can't
me. When the
just
movie
give
comes
out
out, you're
all
gonna
the
get more than
goodies.
enough Superman.
The fuck.
By the time we get to the
Yeah.
final trailer, it's gonna be half. It's gonna be 3/4 Superman. Let's
Yeah.
just tease this right now. Speaking of, I'm glad you brought that up actually, because I don't know if you guys have seen it. I don't know, Dave, how much of the fourth season or how much of Superman and Lois you watched it all, but watching through the fourth season, the final season, I recently got to episode 7. Now, for those who haven't watched it, spoiler alert, I'm going to talk a little bit about what happens. I have to say this. I understand the criticism that the CW verse gets, but the writers for the CW verse, I hope to God James Gunn uses them for
Yeah.
the DCU, because they know how to write good stories, good moments in an epic fucking universe. There is a scene where basically Superman gets outed in front of a room full of people at this restaurant. Clark gets outed as Superman. And they made the scene so emotionally deep that it kind of overshadowed some of the ridiculousness of the moment. Like, if you really think about it, Clark Kent as Superman could have stopped that bullet, stopped that man, took him to the other side of the planet in the time that it took one person in that restaurant to blink. Like, and Clark could have just stood there and acted like, what happened? Where'd the guy go?
Yep.
And nobody finds out anything. But instead, Clark lets him talk, Clark lets him shoot, and then Clark chooses, like literally in a moment what was a moment for what was a moment for everybody else, but felt like eternity for Clark, decides to open up his shirt and reveal himself as Superman.
Yep.
But they made it such. It was so well written. They made it such an epic fucking moment
Yep.
that I was just like, I was standing in front of my TV, did not want to move, like did not want to go anywhere. Haven't felt like that about a TV show in a long time. I want to say since like Agents of Shield. Like, just it was a moment that just locked me in. And so, yeah, I'm not gonna say that there weren't other moments in the CW verse that were
No, no,
similar,
no, 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 no.
but yeah,
I was gonna say like on the comparison on Agents versus Shield because I'm gonna say I'm just gonna put it to you in this. I'm just gonna put it to you in this instance. With I'll say your last three episodes. Have you finished watching it?
no, I still
Okay.
got 5, 6, and 7 to watch.
Then
Or
I'm not
sorry, 8, 9, and 10.
okay. So we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it
Yeah,
at that without the spoiler alert. But
yeah.
the rest of the writing, the rest of the entire season, you will have these such moments.
Oh yeah, I believe it. I
Trust.
believe it. Like these
Probably a
writers
little
have been,
more
yeah,
probably a little more epic than that.
yeah. Well, the reason, the thing that made that one epic for me was just more so the emotional side of it. It was being able to capture and display Clark coming to that decision in that moment. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily the action of the moment, and I'm pretty sure there'll be more moments exactly like it or better in the coming episodes. But for me, that moment just kind of stood out. Like there's certain moments in Arrow that have nothing to do with them fighting the big bad or fighting the big villain, but just certain moments that happened where there was more symbolism than there was dialogue, you know, and it was just another it's another one of those things that make me sad that the CW verse is going away. Like because like I say, and I hope that James Gunn brings those writers to the big screen because they know how to write those characters. They know how to
Yep.
write them well. So like I say, even they've had two different Lex Luthors and both were amazing. John Cryer as Lex Luthor in Supergirl and I don't know this actor's name, but the guy that played Lex Luthor in
Michael Cud.
Superman.
Yeah, Michael
Yeah,
Cudlitz,
Michael
dude
Cudlitz.
from yeah from dude from Walking Dead.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a little more ruthless.
Yeah.
This particular Lex Luthor, like
Yeah.
is like you just made him want to just like you just want to put a bullet in his head like off the jump. That's how much of a badass he really is. Like you just he's so ruthless. Like
Oh,
man, fuck you, man.
yep.
Put a bullet in him.
No, and the scene to me, and not to give away too much again, spoiler alert, guys. The scene that proved that the most is when he's sitting there having the dinner with his daughter, and they're trying to reconcile. Who is played by Elizabeth Henstridge, for those of you who don't know, formerly of
Oh.
Agents of Shield. She was
Yep.
Simmons in the Fitzsimmons group. But anyway, uh, and I love the way that they explain the fact that she has an English accent as well. Like that, like as his daughter. Like it would have made no sense if they had just mentioned nothing of it. But the fact that they explained why she has an English accent, I love that as well. But anyway, uh, but nothing. It's a scene where he's sitting there with her, and she's like, "Look, Dad, I want you to be a part of my life. I want you to be a part of your grandchild's life. I want you back in my life. The only thing you got to do is just drop this whole thing with Lois Lane and the Kents." And he's like, "No, like so she must pay." Even beyond the whole reason why he started it was to get revenge because of the fact that his daughter was taken away from him for most of her life due to him having to go to jail. That was the whole reason why he wanted revenge on Superman and the Kents. Here he is, here he has a chance to have his daughter back, be a part of his grandchild's life, and he's still so obsessed with revenge on Superman and the Kents that he throws it all away and loses that opportunity. Ah! Storytelling on an epic level, as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's
Yep.
not the best storytelling I've ever seen, but for small screen, storytelling on an epic level.
Sure.
No,
Um,
it was decent.
yeah,
And it was a close out to the it was definitely a close out to the Arrowverse.
yeah, Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. It was a great one. But to be honest with you, I thought they could have ended it after Crisis. I thought that would have been the perfect ending. You show
Yeah.
everything. You show everything that happened in the new universe, and you end all the shows
Yeah.
on that note. Like to me, Crisis would have been a perfect ending, but they kept going, and now we got this, and this has been pretty fucking epic. All right, so guys, we're running a little bit long on the pop culture corner, so we're gonna go ahead and take that commercial break. We'll come back, maybe talk. I guess Dave has another subject for us.
Yeah,
Uh,
just real quick before we get into SmackDown.
Yeah, and then we'll jump into SmackDown Alley, where Saint and I can talk a little bit about Raw, SmackDown, and also what else is it
Saturday night main event.
that I just watched this morning, so it's still fresh in the dome. All right, y'all. Thank you for tapping in. We are the Cheap Pop Podcast, and this is First Gen Xers TV on Twitch. We'll see y'all on the other side. Peace.
You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it, keep it. You got to keep it lovely. Success comes right after the struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I've been real with this. Please don't judge me, I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma keep a grind mode button, push it, make it do something. No balls for me, cause I'm a loose cannon. I get to choose, camera, switch it up, look up a new banner. Keep smoking on that banner.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it. Poetic beat. First Gen Xers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the Saint. Dropping these beats won't stop, nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the First Gen Xers. What's up? Let's flip on the switch or the Xbox and get up in my zone, I'm clowning. Let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's babe business. I really don't know what's so who ain't feeling this. And this is only the beginning. Now versus then, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the First Gen. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. This is the First Gen X's production. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
They say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But the definition of beauty is distorted. Yeah. Come on. Searching for yourself, so insecure about the way you look, so you go to Miami. You can't find the love within yourself.
Hello, y'all out there in Radio Land and in Video Land. What's up? It's me, Double KK Double, and I'm here to run down for you what the new, as of November 1st, or as of today, lineup is on Live 365. That's right, your place to find all your favorite old and classic 4 Aces Present shows starring myself, The Saint, uh, Mr. Deacon, Ms. Optimism, E Reed, and also your boy Cole with the FU Wrestling Podcast, and also a World Wrestling Podcast. We'll see. Let's go down the roster of the Monday through Friday. At 12:30 a.m., you will open your day hearing an episode of Now versus Then, followed up at 3:45 a.m. by an FU Wrestling Podcast Classic episode. We finish out our mornings at 6:20 a.m. with a double case classroom, 30 minutes. You get a new episode daily. Then we follow that up with a classic episode of K Double's fifth period music class, the show you love me on. I know y'all be watching, listening, and all that. Let's see, and then now we follow that up at the middle of the day on the East Coast and the late morning on the West Coast with 3 hours of Now versus Then Deuce, including a new episode every Wednesday of the new episodes of Now versus Then airing on Twitch right here. If you're watching this on video. Then we follow that up with an episode of KD5P with a new episode every Tuesday at 12:45 p.m. of KW's fifth period music class from Live 365. And then we get 3:20, we get the Worldwide Wrestling Podcast revisited with a new episode of the Cheap Pop Podcast on Thursdays at 3:20. Let's see, and then we get Now versus Then revisited at 5:30. All of these shows from this point forward, with an exception for the next one. Or actually, no, just that show is a replay of the Now versus Then from that morning in case you missed it. Then we get West Coast Bias, a classic episode at 9:05 every night with a new episode of The Classroom every Friday from with me and O'Malley on Sundays. And then we close out every night with a 40-minute edition of Lip Gloss and Mics. That's all right here on the First Gen Xers Radio Network, the radio network that brings you the classic episodes from 4 Aces Presents Network, radio network on Blog Talk Radio and on Spreaker. You can still catch us over on Spreaker with the podcast. And lastly, I am Double KK Double. Check out my website, 2kk2network.com, to find everything about my network. And I'll see you guys there. Peace. All right, what's up, y'all? And I'm back. All right, so here we go. Last time I hipped you to what was going on Saturdays and Sundays right here on Live 365, and now I'm going to hip you what's going on Monday through Friday. So now I'm going to hip you what's going on Saturday and Sunday. We open up each Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 a.m. with a classic episode of Mr. Deacon's Experience, followed by 2:40 a.m. An classic episode of Ms. Optimism Speaks. We follow that up with a classic episode. Now, mind you, this is both on Saturday and Sunday. The days don't break apart till a little bit later. But you at 5:15 a.m. you get a classic episode of Brick in a House. Then you can follow that up with an episode of Reality Radio. Then at 10 a.m., as usual, she will stay in the same spot. We got Sam Brett with a classic episode of Sam Brett Radio Roulette or some other Sam Brett related show. We'll follow that up at 12:10 with Mr. Deacon Revisited again. Probably play the same episode from earlier in the evening. Then you're going to hear Lovely Radio at 2:45. And then that's where things kind of change up. On Saturdays, after Lovely Radio goes off the air at 4:50, at 5 o'clock, you have KD5P, KW's fifth period music class, where I bring you music from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the double aughts, whatever type of music you like to listen to, especially if you're Gen X. Then we close the night with a 2-hour, 45-minute episode of the Cheap Pop Podcast from back in the day with myself and Alpha, and that will close out our evening. On Sundays, after you hear Lovely Radio, at 4:10, you'll hear an episode of The Classroom from Spreaker. the 45-minute episode version of that show. You'll hear 5:30, the episode of Dirty Talk 101. Yeah, sorry. And then at 7:40, you get an episode of Cheap Pop Podcast Revisited, and then we close the night out with an episode of the Sidebar at 10:10. So that'll do it for Live 365 and everything that we have going on there. I hope you guys have truly enjoyed this, and we'll keep bringing it to you. Live 365, First Gen X's Radio Network, Voices Presents, whatever you want to call us. We're here, we're live, and we're not going away. Peace. Can't hear me yet. Hello, hello, hello. Now you can hear me. My name is Dark Lord 100, aka Double KK Double. You know me well from, well, Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. If y'all checked it out, if y'all haven't checked it out, check out that national championship game on that college football stream from Saturday night, from last night. That, yeah, it was a banger, worth watching. Um, I'm here as always with the host of the night shift, the one and only Dave, Mr. Roomscrier, and the man with the master plan, Agent K28, otherwise known as the Saint from MVT, MVT Deuce, etc. So, Dave, you had something for us right before we went to break, sir?
Oh, I'm trying to remember what it was. Yeah, I think I was. Oh, just getting into Creature Commandos episode 3 and Skeleton Crew episode 3.
Okay.
Haven't watched
Um,
Skeleton Crew yet.
I
oh,
watched episode 1 of Skeleton Crew, but that's been it so far. I was
yeah.
going to watch the rest tonight.
Oh, please don't, because I'm gonna watch. I'll be probably
not gonna-
watching that today.
I'm not gonna watch it, but just stay off all the Star Wars fan discussion boards because we get more evidence of who Jude Law's character is.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, we'll, yeah, I definitely,
But
because I
you-
smell like he's a crook, but
Yeah,
you know,
you gotta admit that is his ideal role. The
Yeah.
smarmy, suave sketch guy.
yeah,
Oh,
he was sus. He was sus at the minute I saw him. I'm like, okay, he's definitely sus. So you know,
Yeah.
all right. So
Yeah.
this is on something. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, this is off subject. This is on something that Saint said, but not necessarily on the same subject of Skeleton Crew and all that. But I had a discussion with somebody the other day that I wanted to bring up here to you guys because this is how I feel about it. Okay, we have a lot of new movies coming out. You know, Day of the Geek, all these comic book movies, so on and so forth. I remember dating back to this. Just a quick story about. I remember dating back to when Endgame came out. And I remember getting into an argument with two of my friends online because both of them put up these big posts about nobody post any spoilers. I am not going to be able to see the movie for like 2 weeks. Okay, here's my issue, and here's where it draws. And here's where we got into the argument. Because my response to this was, why is it on the whole internet
Yeah.
to not talk about this movie so that you don't find out any spoilers instead of you just staying off of social media until you get a chance to see the movie?
Right.
Like that seems like the more that's what I do. That seems like the more logical way to handle things. But these people were very insistent that no, people should just not be assholes and post spoilers. But why are you trying to control what other people post on their own page?
Yep.
Like, if you know somebody that likes to talk a lot, that constantly posts spoilers, mute them for 30 days. I don't know.
Yep.
But don't try to tell the whole internet what to do with their pages just so you don't find out what happened in said movie. But anyway, that's Double K's PSA there. What's
Yeah.
up?
no, I'm just saying, you know,
That's the
you know,
fucker.
back in the, you know, yeah, it's definitely the fuckery because you know, back in the day, you know, you knew how to keep the shit contained.
Yep.
You knew how to keep shit contained. But the day something happens, guess what happens?
Yep.
Somebody comes up with a rumor, and then usually 10
Yep.
days later, it becomes factual.
Um, um,
Yep.
well, here's what I'll do.
No more fucking surprises.
Yeah,
I hate it now,
there
dude.
isn't. No, real 100%. It's just like we're heading into SmackDown Alley, and I can tie it to wrestling.
Yep.
Dirt sheets, as great as they are for the average fan, have ruined wrestling for a lot of casual people because you know the results of most things like months in advance. So you have to learn how to enjoy it while knowing what the ending is going to be.
But you know what though? There been, but I'm gonna tell you though, there have been some dirt sheets that have, like the WWE have thrown a few
Curveballs,
curveballs,
yeah.
you know, in their story. You wait a minute, hold on. We didn't see that in the dirt sheets. Like, what the fuck is going on? Because see, sometimes I think that when you think it is to what it is,
Hmm.
that's not what it is.
That's not what it
And
is.
it's just like, like this whole thing. Well, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll get to it. Go on,
So,
Dave.
um, real quick, that actually does give me the segue. I remember what I was going to talk about. Um, the rumor is that James Gunn may be trying to recruit Batista over to the DCU
Yeah.
now that
Oh,
Guardians has come to a complete close. So I was talking with Dark Lord before the show about what role could Batista play in the DCU. And of course, the obvious answer is Lobo.
yeah.
Although that's going that's more than likely going to be reserved for the recasting of Jason Momoa
Yeah.
within the DC, the new DCU.
And a lot of
But,
people don't know. Recently, Lobo was portrayed in live action on the show
mhm,
Krypton.
yep.
Go on, Dave.
But the perfect role for Batista in the DC universe, Orion, the son of Darkseid,
See?
the
Yeah, I can see. I now, you know what?
because
That
he's got that absolute stoic, humorless, I am going to fuck you up look and attitude.
Yep.
And the
I can see
problem is
that.
that
yeah.
it just might be too close to Drax.
All right. All right. Too close. Just a little too close. Because I was just gonna say, I'm sitting there
Or
thinking like, yeah.
he might
Uh,
make a mean ass Calabac from Dark Side Son.
yeah.
Darkseid's other son, Calabac, yeah.
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 I actually could see him as the big, maybe just because that or the character that he played in Marvel was Dax the Destroyer was like that grayish color. The purple or the pink colored Lantern, Green Lantern dude from the Lantern Corps,
Well,
the big alien dude. I could see him play that.
Well, oh, you mean
well, you
Kilowatt?
well,
Yeah.
The Green Lantern? Yeah,
Yeah.
Kilowatt. That's a
yeah,
possibility too.
yeah,
He actually,
yeah.
you know,
I don't know if he'd be perfect for it, but I know I think he could play it.
I think it'd be good. And
No, no.
that actually reminds me of another story that I just heard real quick. Um, keep talking. I gotta look it back up.
All right,
So,
but yeah, no, I could see him doing it. Like I said, I don't know if he'd be
Kilowatt,
perfect for it, but
nah, because Kilowatt, because the last time there was a Kilowatt, there was CGI, and then of course, we we had him. The voice was Michael Clark Duncan,
uh,
yep.
the
yeah.
voice of Kilowog in the Green Lantern movie. God forbid that movie
That
stuff.
see,
Still
you're not
sucks.
supposed to admit that movie exists. Like even Ryan Reynolds wants to put
No,
that movie.
yeah, but still, you can't. I mean, there were performances.
Yeah.
You gotta not erase the fact that Angela Bassett did her version of Amanda Waller. You know,
Yep.
and she
Here's the
was
thing
just
about it.
as ruthless. Yeah.
is it for the greater good if we don't acknowledge the movie? I believe so. It's kind of like the Avatar movie. Like
We
it's
don't
just for the greater good
Well,
that we don't
that
we don't
acknowledge it.
talk about Highlander 2 either.
Yes.
There is
If
no
we don't
there was
acknowledge,
one film. There was one film and there's the upcoming Henry Cavill remake of that film. That's it.
you
And the
only get
TV
one.
series.
yes,
Yep.
You only
yes.
get one. No,
Like,
and see,
go on.
let's go because we know that Marvel has three misfires that that no one really wants to acknowledge. I could call a fourth one, but that officially was never released.
Okay.
So we know that those Marvel misfires were actually two of them came from one character, and even 13 more. Yeah, there was a whole season of it. So we talk about the Doctor Strange movie, 1978.
Oh,
We talk about the Amazing Spider-Man TV series. Even Stan Lee doesn't think it should exist. And then, of course, we talk about the two. No disrespect to Red Brown or Nicholas.
Yeah.
Hel- um,
Yep.
you know,
Salinger.
yeah, Red Brown. But we talk about Captain America too.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so you got. Oh, wait a minute. And then the Hulk movies were misfires, except for Daredevil. That was kind
Yeah.
of cool. But Thor
I know
sucked.
you ain't saying that about the Ben Affleck Daredevil. That
No, no,
atrocity to
no.
man.
But no,
Oh,
no, 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 no,
like,
no, no. There's a saving grace. There's a saving grace because the director's cut I can accept. The director's cut I can accept because there was a subplot in there where Coolio, there was a there was a subplot in there where I think it was extended another 20 or 30 minutes. And he was on, I guess he was on death row or something, or he was in prison and he was framed for murder.
personal opinion.
Hey,
Love Ben
look,
Affleck as an actor. Love him. Loved him in Jersey Girl. Loved him in
have
all
you ever
five Kevin
watched the
Smith
director's
movies.
cut?
Hold on. Love Ben Affleck as an actor. Personal opinion. Ben Affleck needs to stay the hell away from my comic book movies. Go on, Dave.
Okay, so I finally found what I was looking for. So as part
That's
of the press tour for Captain America: New World Order,
which is the next
or
movie.
sorry, Brave New World, uh, which we get Anthony Mackie. Have you seen the new trailer for that
No, I've not seen the
for
most
that
recent
film?
one. I started watching it the other day on Facebook, but I didn't watch all
Dude,
of it.
dude, Falcon doing a Halo jump, full breathing gear mask on, all armored up in the suit, flying down, hitting the target in the superhero pose, and then wait for it, the sonic boom catches up and knocks everyone around him off.
Ty.
Okay.
Nice.
But uh, Tim Blake Nelson, who played Samuel
Uh-oh.
Stearns
We lost
in
Saint.
the oh damn it, Saint, where are you at? But anyway, Tim Blake Nelson, who we last saw as Samuel Stearns in the Edward Norton Hulk film,
Okay.
getting Hulk blood dripped into that open scalp wound. Part of the press tour for Brave New World is he's talking about how he insisted that for the picture, the leader's head is going to be practical effects, not CGI.
Wow. Nice.
So yeah, because he wanted to feel the weight of
Oh,
like 2 to 3 feet of prosthetic skull weighing down on him.
dang. Well, he's gonna
Yeah.
get it. He's
He's
gonna
gonna
get
get
it.
it, man. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and I think that's absolutely fantastic. We don't know if it's gonna be the classic cucumber head leader
Mm,
or the more recent cauliflower head revamp from the '90s.
gotcha.
Nah,
But
I hope not. I just hope he keeps
the classic look.
the classic look because no, the cauliflower look. That I don't know.
That
I
didn't
don't
work
want.
for you, huh?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
no, it's like like the old classic line in movie Friday. Got it looks like you got a whole bunch of spiders. With a meat in it or something like that, man. No, we don't want to see that fuckery. No,
No,
So
no.
thanks,
yeah.
but no thanks.
So in the age of CGI, a return to practical effects.
They both have their place, depending on the
Exactly.
story you're trying to tell.
Yep.
So, all right.
I
Exactly.
know he's got a
Okay.
splitting headache as fuck, man. I'm pretty
So,
sure.
so we're gonna have to wrap up pop culture talk for right now. So me and Saint can dive into. Hold up, you turn around the corner and you wind up in Smackdown Alley. That's right, the place where we don't care what you think or what you say, but we are here to talk wrestling almost every day. What's up, y'all? It's myself, Dark Lord 100, and Saint. We're gonna talk a little bit about Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, because we definitely we need answers.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you this. I didn't understand what went on with the belt. So is Cody going to carry around the Winged Eagle belt now from now on instead of the regular Universal title, or was that just a one time
That
thing
was a
for
one
Main?
off.
All right,
That was a
because
one
I was
off.
like, but
That was a
that's
one
different
off.
than a normal belt. But that match was amazing. Again, the difference between WWE and AEW is AEW is wrestling, WWE is storytelling and wrestling. Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens told a story in the ring, and they both brought the fucking house down. From using each other's moves to KO basically getting screwed over in the end to an extent, But I have not had a chance to watch the video of what happened after main event went off the air, where I guess Kevin Owens beat the damn brakes off of Cody Rhodes. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you, the match of the night for me was Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and Gunther. And I'm gonna tell you right now, listen, Finn Balor ain't no bitch. I
yeah,
put it to you, he was getting to, like, I know he was.
I enjoyed it,
No,
like
I
for
know
sure.
Gunther. I know Gunther. It was like, wait a minute, hold on, this motherfucker. Wait a minute, am I about to quit? Wait a minute, hold on, wait, wait, what? Did this?
Hunter did
Wait,
his
hold
thing.
on, like he got in there and he was like, yeah, he got in there with the business, like
Yeah.
no zero fucks given.
Well, all
That
three.
shit was like,
Yeah, it was a banger for sure. All three guys can go. Knew that. Um, it wasn't really the match of the night for me. Like I loved it. I loved the match. I'll be honest with you. Huck. Seth Rollins, yeah, yeah, I'd actually heard about that. That Seth Rollins will have an undisclosed role within the new Captain America movie.
Yeah, I just
Uh,
saw that on the IMDb page. I was looking up the name of the leader,
yeah,
and as I'm kind of going through, holy crap, Seth Rollins is going to be in this.
like that. That's the thing with WWE too, is they give their guys opportunities to work out in the industry, but you have to get to a certain level. Like you can't come in the door with five roles in Hollywood booked
Right.
and expect to
Yeah.
put in one day a week and be all good. No, these guys who get to go off and do this, people like Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Seth Rollins, who has been in another movie. Randy Orton went off and made a couple of movies with WWE
Yeah.
Films when that was a thing. For those of you
yeah,
who don't remember, WWE Films was a thing. They put out a movie with Kane. They put out several Marine movies with The Miz. And there was a movie that they put out with Randy Orton. I forget what the name of it was, but
12. I think it was 12 steps or some shit
was it?
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and of course, they did a couple with John Cena. The very first Marine was an hour and a half of my life. I'm still begging WWE to get me back, but
Yeah,
they
but
won't.
he's Peacemaker now.
Yeah,
So,
I enjoyed him in Peacemaker. I definitely enjoyed him in Bumblebee.
Ooh,
Like,
shit.
but the original Marine, Robert Patrick made that movie,
yep.
and that's just
So,
because he was Robert
I'm
Patrick.
sorry,
But the rest of
I'm
that
sorry,
movie,
but
I'll put it to you
John
like
Cena
this.
was kind of John Cena was kind of corny in it, and then
Hold on.
That the,
I'll tell you like this: swallow your water so
thank
you
God
don't
I'm
spit
not a
it out.
Marine.
I
So
saw that
sorry,
movie.
sorry for
Thank God I wasn't a
sidetracking us.
Marine.
No, no, no problem. I saw that movie on digital download or on digital download. A friend of mine downloaded it while it was still in the theaters, and we watched it. So that means, guess what, guys? I watched it illegally and for free, and I still want my money back. That's how horrible
Oh,
that movie was. Okay, I still want my
oh,
money back.
Hold on.
uh,
What's up, meow meow? What's up?
uh, thanks
Good
for
Lord,
joining
have
us.
mercy.
thank
But
you.
okay, so but to me, yeah, the match of the night was, and I hate to say this, but it was a hell of a match. It was us crowning a new United States Women's Champion, and that is, I hate to say it because I don't like doing this, Chelsea Green in her hometown of Long
Yeah,
Island
yeah.
managed to pull off. Which, by the way, Matt Cordova, bravo for you for marrying that bro. Like, yeah. Anyway, she is beautiful. Anyway, but yeah, she beat Meechin.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I wanted Meechin to win. In my heart, I wanted Meechin to win. Like, girl deserves it. But like Chelsea does too. And Meechin didn't have the crowd. The crowd was actually cheering for Chelsea. But it did help that they were in Long Island and she's from Long Island. Like, she's from that area. So like, they were loving her, but your new United States, you can't wait to see where they go with her on SmackDown because in 2 weeks,
Yeah,
remember,
she'll probably lose. She'll probably lose it by the next pay per view. By the next event.
I don't think so. And here's why. Look at the pattern. All of the people who became champions at WrestleMania are still holding their belts. Or sorry, at SummerSlam are still holding their belts. Like, I believe that Triple H is on a pattern where the belts will primarily only change hands at the big four. So either Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, or SummerSlam. But other than that, there'll be no belt changes. And if you look, that's been pretty much what he's done all year since he officially took over earlier this year.
Right.
Like belts changed hands at WrestleMania, belts changed hands at SummerSlam, but belts didn't change hands at any of the pay-per-views in between. And also, remember guys, the Saturday night main event, I mentioned this last week, the Saturday night's main event that we're looking at is the pay-per-view for December. So if you're asking yourself, wait a minute, they didn't have a pay-per-view for December. They haven't had one since Survivor Series. No, Saturday night's main event was a pay-per-view event. So will
Mm,
Netflix on Raw. That'll be built as a pay-per-view event as well, or a
right.
PLE event. Even though it won't necessarily be a PLE, it will be built up in the matches that take place on it. Well, like right now, by the way, bravo to Roman Reigns. Anybody who says he can't cut a promo doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. That promo that he cut on SmackDown this week,
Yeah, yeah. That shit was, and then with with the wise man in the background, like
that was
that
just
shit was
beautiful.
like he was just like yeah, and then he
Paul
finally
Heyman.
gets up and
Paul Heyman saying it all with a smile. Like saying
yeah,
everything,
like
didn't have to
yeah,
cut a single promo, said it all with a smile. So now we got Roman versus Solo for the Ulafala at Raw Netflix. That's what I'm saying. Triple H is working out a way to be able to give the talent basically the holidays off, right? Because remember, Raw and SmackDown on Christmas week are always recap shows
yeah,
of the past year. It's been like that for the past few years, and it's just so that they can give the guys the holidays off. They don't do any house shows during that week. During those 2 weeks, everybody's off. And so I'm like, that's amazing. And you get a pay, and you don't go more than like 3 or 4 weeks without a pay-per-view event or pay-per-view level event.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But yeah, I was happy for Chelsea Green. Can't wait to see what they do with her. I think she'll keep the belt till either Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. Like if she keeps it, if she retains the belt at Wrestle, and here's the other thing, I don't think it's going to be defended at every pay-per-view. I think that's a belt that's going to be defended more on SmackDown than it is on pay-per-views. I think that WrestleMania, like SummerSlam, some of those events will see the Women's United States title defended. But I think primarily, just like the United States title, primarily is defended on SmackDown. And then every once in a while you get a big paper PLE event that has the U.S. title, and then the
Now,
PLEs are reserved for the heavyweight titles. What's up?
yeah. Now, I also got a question too. Now, weren't they talking about a women's intercontinental championship as
They've
well?
already started the tournament. That the winner of the first inaugural winner of that will happen at Netflix on Raw. The first Raw on Netflix. So yeah, like I said, and the fact that both shows are going back to 3 hours after January 6th, I'm here for it. Or but no, sorry, SmackDown is going to 3 hours. Raw is going back to 3 hours.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, expect some epic stories to be told, some things to happen. Expect every Raw and SmackDown to have like a mini pay-per-view feel. So, like, yeah. But anyway, getting
Yeah,
back to main event.
I'm there for it though.
Yeah, I wouldn't have mind seeing Liv Morgan drop the belt, but I know that I knew that wasn't gonna happen. But Io Sky put up a hell of a show. She's still one of my favorites. Love that girl. That match was amazing. Um, and then let's talk about that Drew and Sammy match. That was pretty hardcore, man. Like, yeah. Like, and Drew ain't no joke. He just came off Saturday SmackDown, opening up SmackDown by kicking Jimmy Uso in the jaw. So I assume that's gonna
That
be his next match.
yeah, that match was something.
Yep.
But I know he the hula kick just kept getting countered by them claymores.
Man.
Good night, bitch. Boom.
Sami Zayn, man, like the guy's one of the best. Like, yeah, love him, 100%. So, all right, so that wraps it up kind of for Saturday night's main event. Raw and SmackDown were amazing. Like I said, if you have not seen the Roman Reigns promo from this last week's SmackDown, go to YouTube, go to Instagram, go to all of that, and go check them out and go see it. Because here's what I got to tell you, it's fucking peak S tier promo work from Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. And it's a very simple 30-second promo, 30-second to it. No, I think it's like a minute and a half, 2 minutes promo. So, all right. So next up, and finally, it's y'all favorite segment of the show, since we here on Twitch and all, and that is
We acknowledge.
You okay there?
Yeah, we acknowledge.
no. I decided to have a seizure on camera. All right. Anyway,
we acknowledge that. Oh my goodness,
That
I don't
just
even know
happened.
how to. Yeah, that we yeah. The rest of
Hold
our
up.
sponsors, no.
hold
no,
up, hold up,
no.
hold up, hold up. Saint lean forward like that nigga was gonna say. And the black delegation takes. uh, still the funniest skit in skit comedy history. The race draft
The
on
racial draft.
on the Chappelle show. Again, if you have not seen it, please go check
Oh,
it out. All right, so we get into some video game stuff, and for those who don't know,
oh, dude,
what's up?
Kev,
Yeah,
I just thought of something
what's that?
for your next playthrough of NCAA football.
Uh,
Key and Peele East West Bowl game names for all the players.
Hey, here's what's funny. Here's what's funny. I'm glad you bring that up because here's what's funny. The names that the game comes up with for these players is similar to that skit. Me and Suave be on the phone with each other recruiting, and I'll be like, dude, tell me how to say this. And he's like, what? I was like, the kid's name is FGACHTU. And he's like, what? And I'm like, exactly. I cannot, what? Like, how you expect
Well,
me to say this kid's name? Anyway, but go
but
on. So,
no, no, because let me throw something at you. So like those like the old school bases get baseball games like bases loaded and all those games.
Dirk
If
Champion.
you could see it, if you could see some of the names of the American players on this game, like you'd be like, what in the entire fuck is that? Like, it'll be saying something like, Bridgerton, Bridgerton Tombs or some shit like, or some, some Clark Dusky Dents. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up.
Like,
The name of my most recent season's Heisman winning, national championship winning, wide receiver turn running back was Christine Atagwe. And no, it was not a female. I had a male running back named Christine Atagwe. If somebody can please tell me how I could have pronounced that in a more masculine way, I'll take it. Maybe Christine, maybe, I don't know. But the name was spelled out and it was Christine Atagwe.
That
Yeah, yeah.
See, this is why we don't want AI controlling video games, people.
because
We don't want them coming
that
up with
sounds
names and
like
shit.
fuckery.
Yes.
That sounds like we need answers here. Huh?
Uh,
But man,
like they'll
You
throw
know,
some normal ones at you like Marco Brown. That sounds like it's two names that could go together.
I mean,
You know,
how
but some of these AI names is like I
yeah,
said, it's
how
ridiculous.
how hard is it to compile two tables of names, first and last?
la-
You can get 100 of each from all across America, and then tell the game when they're generating these characters.
use combinations of these
Yeah,
names.
you use
Yes.
you
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, this is like 1980s game technology here, folks.
Yeah.
I had an offensive lineman named Tua Two.
You're starting forward. Number 23, Benjamin Tiptoes. Like, what the fuck
Tiptoes.
is
What
that?
the? Like, yeah. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, man. NBA 2K does it horribly. Like some of the names that they be coming up with when you get far into the future, the people that you be playing with, Shanene, Shakaka, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like I don't know, like they just come up with shit. But yeah, like that's something that needs to be fixed in video games. Like 100%.
Jackson,
Like come
Flaxen,
up with
Waxen,
like yeah,
Saxon.
yeah. or Tamatanga from the university. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like making just sounds and shit. My friend said
Fudge.
to her when I was telling her about it, she said it reminded her of the Key and Peele skit. Hey, Ron, D
That,
nice.
yep,
Like,
that too. Yep.
but
But
anyway,
but but
yeah, go ahead.
it's just real bad, like
Oh,
I would have rather just changed the names on my players. I mean, I take the 330 minutes to take each player because that's the way we did it. But then it's
my
like when you get the AI generated stuff, it's like Kentucky Blue Dog Jennison. You know what I'm saying? No, dude, no,
my
no,
my
no,
my
Oh,
red-shirted
no.
freshman five-star incoming quarterback is named Damian Quack. Damian Quack. No joke. Dude's name is Damian Quack. You can't make this shit up, y'all. You cannot make this shit up.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I guess actually, let me take that back. Actually, you can make this shit up because that's where it's coming from. They literally at times just throw vowels together and make up names.
You know what?
I had a running back named Fema Fatu or Fema Foul. Or Feta, sorry, Feta, Fetafau. That was
No.
the running back's name. Feta Foul.
It's funny because I remember one time Suave was on I don't know if it was NFL 25 or what have you, but he actually had recruited Dion Sandcastle.
Yeah, Leon Sandcastle. Okay,
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
now let me tell you a little story behind that. That was actually a promotional gimmick. During the time, the NFL Network had these commercials where great NFL greats had different names and they rejoined the league. And Deion Sanders came back to the league as a
I remember
cornerback
that
named Leon Sandcastle.
because he's not. They're not unretiring.
Right.
Yeah,
They're new players. So
yeah.
so Madden, to help further promote that, actually took the characters and had them as players you could draft in the game. Or not, sorry,
Um,
NCAA did as
Yeah.
characters that you could recruit in the game. And yes,
That
in
shit
our
was funny
online
too.
dynasty, Suave recruited Leon Sandcastle, and the dude
nice.
actually ended up by the time he graduated, he was a 98. Like, so they
Uh,
actually made him like Dion. Like, yeah, that shit was dope.
okay.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get to these video game awards. Let's get to these video
Yep.
game awards. The Gaming Awards 2024 took place like a week ago, a couple days ago. I think it was like
No,
Wednesday,
actually,
Thursday.
yeah, Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like Astrobot got Game of the Year.
Well,
Yeah, I was gonna
Listen,
say got Best Game Direction as well.
I will tell you that because what's been going on, because even, and I just saw a meme today that like PlayStation's been killing it
yeah.
the
And
last almost 20 years, a
yeah.
game of the year. Now, Astrobot was something that I thought would have been completely off the rail, but the thing about it is, have you ever played an Astrobot game? Because that is probably one of the best uses of that controller,
It looks like
of that PS5 controller.
Yeah.
Trust me, when you get the Astrobot, the first Astrobot game for the PS5, it's already uploaded, it's downloaded on there.
Yeah.
And if you play that game, you'll understand why this next Astrobot is Game of the Year. I
nice.
mean, point blank. I mean, strictly like really no bias here. Like
Okay.
that is one of the most interactive control, games that has the use of your controller. I still go back in there and play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Heck yeah. I'm gonna say, I'm looking through and it's looking like they aren't. That's Astro Boy isn't the only one that cleaned up. It's looking like Balatro cleaned up
Hmm.
best independent game, best debut indie game, and best mobile game. Baldur's Gate 3 took best community support. I guess
Oh
that's a
yeah.
big plus. Yeah. Best ongoing game was Helldivers. Um,
Hmm.
Innovation and accessibility, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Let's see,
Yeah,
best
Helldivers rules, man.
yeah. I want to say
Helldivers rules.
Sengoua Saga Hellblade 2 got best audio design. Final Fantasy Rebirth got best score and music, but that's not, or Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. That's not surprising. Final Fantasy always has great scores. And then Metaphor Refantasio,
Yeah.
is it?
References. Yeah.
Also cleaned up. Like there were some big games or some games that just completely cleaned up this year.
Hmm.
Can I
Best go ahead.
well, I was gonna address if any of you guys seen any of the trailers. To me, the most interesting one that I really want to play is this one called Split Fiction. It
Okay.
is it's in the vein of It Takes Two, A Way Out. It's
Okay.
actually a two-player game. It's not a single player. And if you have a copy of it, you can download the demo and then you guys can play together.
Nice.
Like, and this is coming from EA. Um, Forgot the name of the independent company, but it's one of those two-player games, and
Okay.
I think that
Co-op.
yeah, it's definitely a co-op game.
Bet.
Yeah, Split Fiction and The Witcher 4.
The Witcher 4.
Hmm.
All
Yeah.
right.
Which some people are losing their mind because Witcher 4, it's not going to be Geralt as the character you're playing. It's Siri.
We knew it was coming.
Yeah,
We knew it
but
was coming.
of
No,
course,
nobody should be like, the one thing I'm really one of these things is that
and yet,
They are.
and yet,
They are
yeah,
upset.
yeah, it's gonna get there. And I
Yeah.
mean
yeah,
that and the Ninja Gaiden side scroller game.
Is it gonna be good?
Oh my god, bro. Like that's getting me back to the days of when it was on the Nintendo.
See, here's the thing about it. I've enjoyed all the Ninja Gaidens. I've played most of them that have come out for console. I'm still an arcade guy. Like I still love that original arcade version of Ninja Gaiden. Like that was always my favorite. Will always be my favorite. Do you remember the kind of like 3D version of it that they did? I don't remember if it was Ninja Gaiden
Yeah.
or if it, yeah, but that they did of it where you could play in the arcade and you were like walking through the house and you jumped through. I miss those games. Like, and here's a real random game for you. Do you guys remember there was this game and it looked like something off a Star Trek holodeck. Like it was little holograms. I forget what the premise of the game was. But like everything was done in like holographic form or like your character was projected out by hologram. You hit the buttons and he did certain things. It was kind of like your first foray into 3D gaming. But it was at like a few arcades, or I want to say it was all
I know
at
what
all
you
the
are you
arcades.
talking about Mist?
Is that the game? I don't remember. I don't remember the name of the game. I just remember it was little holograms. Like you played with little holograms and you kind of made it was kind of like Dragon's Lair where you decided what the character did next. It was kind of that style of game, except it was all holograms instead of animated on the screen.
Okay. I think yeah,
If
I'm
anybody
gonna
out
have
there
to think
watches,
about
remember the
that.
game. Please drop it in the comment section because I can't remember the name of that game, but I remember that game was super cool, and I wonder why they never like advanced beyond upon that. I guess to an extent the Oculus would be something similar to that. Which I have yet to play the Oculus. I still want to. I will get myself one day, but not soon. They're
Yeah,
still
that's
too
coming
expensive.
at some point.
But all right. So you have a? You said you had a couple subjects when we were talking earlier for the show.
yeah.
Well,
So,
oh,
Oh,
Dave,
go on
oh
ahead.
no, go ahead. No, go ahead,
No.
please.
Okay. So first off, tie, tying into the video game award, the trailer for Dispatch,
Okay.
which is a superhero romance comedy workspace narrative game by Ad Hoc Studio, which was created from a bunch of Telltale Games alumni.
Okay.
So that is, I put that up on the Facebook page a couple days ago when I saw it. It's looking fantastic.
Nice.
It's looking fun. Um, it really embraces just an absolute chaotic mess. But Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, Laura Bailey of Critical Role, and innumerable animation and video game voiceovers are set star alongside Jeffrey Wright, who loved The Watcher. Travis Willingham, who plays Grog on Critical Role and Vox Machina,
Grog.
is going to be in there. Yep.
He's one of my
is
favorite
gonna-
characters on Vox Machina.
Yep. He is fantastic.
That show is a
Um,
piece of work.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. But yeah, so the whole thing is that Aaron Paul's character, Robert Robinson, used to be a superhero called Mecha Man until his mecha suit got destroyed. Now he's kind of in retirement and he gets a job with a company called SDN where they field 911 calls and dispatch superheroes to the crime, to the alert, to the whatever.
That sounds
Have
like
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be a
So-
good show.
Yep. So, and it's basically, like I said, it's a Telltale-like game where it's more
Very
narrative,
thick
and
game. Sorry.
you choose the dialogue options,
Okay.
and
So it's like choose your own adventure.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
and that's what's
Oh,
going
those were
to
fun.
that's what's going
Yeah,
to
they were.
shape his relationships. Think Last of Us.
Yeah. Alan
So that,
Wake. That style
yeah,
movie. Yeah.
yeah,
That's our game.
exactly.
For sure.
So yeah, that is going to be that's going to be
Really
pretty
soon.
cool.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Is currently on pre-order on Steam. Sometime 2025 in the summer. It is going to be um, PC, and I can't remember which console. I think it might be for all of them. Game Rant, you cannot simply do a summary of all this for quick facts.
No, they have to give you a laundry list. You know that.
Yep.
Uh, for sure. Okay. So, Saint, did you have something for us?
Um, no, not really. The only thing I really wanted to tap in on, like I said, I'm just really getting into this Indiana Jones game,
Okay.
and it's really a piece of work, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna be really getting into that. But I am looking forward to this side-scrolling Power Rangers Reader's Rewind.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes, and then of course the GI Joe
Side scroller.
game, yeah, the side scroller. I'm gonna be dropping those. I'm gonna be doing some streams on probably during the week we're in while we're doing vacation and stuff
Yeah.
like that because yeah, we're getting ready to start.
Please, please
Yeah,
bear with us. We're working to bust out back out in 25.
yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are gonna be well. We're gonna give them give them a little preview of the
Yeah.
for vacation, but we're gonna be doing a bunch of
Oh,
streams because
yeah.
I'm gonna be sitting at home for about 2 weeks.
Same
And
here.
also,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and also on that note, Saint, I seed the official Indiana Jones and the Great Circle playthrough to you.
Oh,
Hey, what's
well,
up,
hey,
Ronzi?
hey,
Hey,
Ozzy
Ronzi.
in it for the fashion. What's up, lady? How you doing?
Yep.
Wow,
But
haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
yeah, but I knew that that was a discussion we were going to have, so I might as well just go ahead and make it official. It's all
Well, you
yours.
know what? No, you can go ahead, man, because the thing about it is that, over the course of the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'm probably gonna be running a lot of games that I haven't been, running since on the PlayStation. Because I haven't really been streaming games over the last 30 days, and then
Yeah.
I just really haven't been streaming, and then vacation time. But
It's the holidays.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so
So,
we get ready to make the moves. Maybe a couple of Xbox games
Yeah.
because I'm
well,
definitely gonna be in there with that.
I finally got my PS5 that I bought I got last year to finally connect up and work on a TV. So
nice.
that's going to come in. I transferred all my old PS4 games over, so we'll see what comes of that. Yeah, like I said, things are being juggled around, but
Right?
we are organizing to bust back out big with the new year. We're
For
going to
sure.
go into it. Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
and last little side video game note. It has to be mentioned. I don't want to do politics, but this is video games with politics. Um, Everyone in the U.S. that make sure that you get Path of Exile 2 as soon as possible,
Why is that?
because the top player in Diablo 4, Mr. Elon Musk, got kicked off the Path of Exile 2 server banned for cheating.
What?
Yep.
Well,
Wow.
there you go.
And we
That's
all know the attitude that's
Yeah.
kind of coming in. So there's going to be, I have no doubt that there's going to be some blowback on Path of Exile too.
For sure. All right.
well,
So, well,
yeah,
it's
man.
just
I've been playing. I've actually been playing, and I've actually been playing a little bit of Diablo 4. So,
yeah.
but I'm ready to start getting back on my.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm ready
Well,
to start get back on my PS5.
well, what I
Yep.
wanted to do, I was letting y'all flow through for is that. So the other night, I got a bug up my butt that I wanted to buy a game. Had a little bit of money in the bank. I never have a lot. I only have a little. Well, say money in the bank, and made a decision I was going to buy a video game. Gave myself a $20 limit. I like to do that because you can get some pretty decent games sometimes for $20. So I was looking through the Microsoft store and looking at this, looking at that. Saw NBA 2K25 for like $27. I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, I was like, I'm gonna get it if I get my PS5 or whenever I get my PS5, I'll get it. So, was kept looking and came across this game and it just said just for you and I was like, huh. I looked at the logo and it was UFC 5. For those of you who don't know, that game came out last year in October. And I was like, huh. So I look at it and I kind of stop on it. I pause because it's only $14. Normally $69.99. It's only $14, and it's just for you as a member of EA Play. It's
Okay.
$14. I was like, okay, all right. So I kept looking, seeing if I could find any better deals, and I kept coming back to nope. That was the best deal right there. And so I went on ahead, and I think my next check I might go on ahead and buy FC25 because I believe they have that one already on there, and it's like 14, $15 as well. So, but anyway, if you have Game Pass, you should be able, and EA Play, you should be able, which gives you EA Play, you should be able to go in and buy UFC 5 if you're a fight fan for $14. Just letting y'all know. It's actually a pretty good game. I've been playing through. I'm gonna be streaming it here probably in the next week or two.
Yeah.
But I've been
Don't
playing
forget,
through.
Suicide Squad is 95% off.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I'm not
They
gonna.
might as well just pre-install it for you. There
No,
you
no,
go.
no. But no, no. I'm not. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. The game is actually kind of decent, and like I said, I'm with it because it's in the Arkham universe.
Right.
So, that's my biggest takeaway from it because I'm DC, but um, I guarantee you this much: it's better than the Avengers.
Yeah,
Damn. I
which
kind of like the
I
Avengers game, but all right.
which when I transferred all my game data from my PS4 to my PS5. Oh yeah, that's right. I got Avengers. Oh well.
I have it for both PS4 and Xbox Series
Yeah.
S. Yeah, or Series X. No, S. Sorry. But all right. So we will wrap it up on that note. First of all, shout out to all that joined us. We
Yep.
appreciate you, Ron Z.
Always.
Yeah,
Yep.
and make sure everybody and try to make sure that everybody follows everybody because there was somebody else, master of master. Oh my goodness, master of Frem.
Yeah, Master of Rim gave us a
Okay.
follow.
Okay,
So
we definitely appreciate you for coming through and making it happen. I guess that's what we
yeah,
do. So
just
I
a big
guess
thank you to you. We salute y'all for
yeah.
being loyal and for having our backs. And that brings us into my favorite
So
segment
we
because I
forgot
get
about
to do
the
this.
yeah.
Because I get to do this. Where can I find you next? The segment where we all tell you where
Okay,
you
that
can
was kind
find
of
us next.
cringe.
It
That
was
was
supposed to be.
just loud.
That was cringe.
It's
That
supposed
was
to be.
cringe. The
Anyway,
fuck,
so
man.
we'll start out with Saint this week, brother. Where can we find you next?
Oh, Lord, good Lord, have mercy. All right, so this week is gonna be up in the air a little bit, probably until Friday. Now I'm gonna throw I'll be throwing in an NVT deuce in there probably on Tuesday. If not Tuesday, then it'll definitely be Tuesday or Wednesday. Depends on because you know the job is getting a little getting a little crazy, getting a little crazy with the energy.
Yeah.
I'm in old man. I guess I'm in old man status,
Come here,
but
Scruffy.
I try my best.
Come here, Scruffy.
I try my best. No, seriously though, we'll probably
Stay
be
off my
getting it
door.
on Tuesday
Stop
because
jumping on doors.
I need to get
I
back
love
into
you.
getting some of
Go.
the music that we've been kind of neglecting. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna make that
Independence.
happen.
For
Yeah,
sure. We need some
and then of
MVT
course,
deuce. Bring it.
yeah, and of course, we will be doing we will be getting game streams really starting on Friday, like
Okay.
Friday night. I'm gonna be kicking ass and taking names.
There you
So
go. All right, Dave. Where can we find you next, sir?
When you talk to you guys, just make sure that we're getting the oh um, logins, the
Squared away.
linkage, yeah, the linkage squared away so that I can do it without calling up Saint at
Yeah.
2 in the morning his time. I'm not able to connect, man. What number? Yeah, press accept on the.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
so
wondering what had happened. Like I was expecting you to stream.
well, I'm
Yeah.
going to check. Yeah, I'm going to check on my email today on my laptop, just since that's where I monitor when I stream in the living room.
Yeah.
Make sure that I can access the First Gen Xers email just so I can log myself in
Okay.
and prove myself. So
Okay. Bet. All right. So as far as I go, then where can you find me next? You can find me in about 2 hours on the classroom. O'Malley has confirmed, so we will be doing an episode tonight. And we'll be talking about the NBA Cup, and I believe the finals are taking place as we speak, or about to take place as we speak. And we'll also be talking about NFL.
participation trophy.
Yep, NFL Week 14 or Week 15 action, or Week 14 action. So join us at 6 p.m. for that. Be sure to follow First Gen Xers on Instagram. Well, be sure to follow us here. We also have an Instagram, but it's 4 Aces Presents Radio. And then we have I have an Instagram as well, double KK double. Follow us all, just everywhere to keep up with everything. So yeah. Other than that, that'll do it for us for this week. We're signing off. It has been a pleasure, as always, Twitch and YouTube. And we hope to see you guys next week, or if you want to join in again and talk sports
Oh wait a
with
minute,
me
hold
and
on, hold
O'Malley
on, hold on.
later on
We
tonight.
gotta
What's
rate. We gotta rate.
wait,
We
wait.
gotta rate out. We gotta rate out.
up? Okay.
Gotta rate out.
Saints gonna rate us out. I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to hit it.
that- Yeah, not yet. Can't do that. Hold on a minute. Give me just
3.
a second, cause
I'm not stopping
would not
recording,
be-
but we are.
that would.